No problem. Okay, I think it's streaming now, so we should be good. You might have to like start the meeting again though.
Okay, no worries. Great. I call this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. Any amendments to the agenda? Cass, can I strike my resolution, please? And then,
Yeah.
Um, can I strike ARC allocations and then add USAC bylaw changes?
Yeah. What is the title of the pilot? Oh, is it just Usac bylaw changes?
Yeah, because it's multiple.
Okay. Let me add names. I'm also going to add Haley's last name to the Sage model. Gotta add that. And then, oh, Haley had said in the chat to strike Sage model bylaw. And then Jenny.
Hi, under new business, can I add the action item of transferring, I don't know what to call it, like transferring capital contingency funds to contingency programming? And that is a vote item.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
And then Sarah.
Can I strike back, please, Cass? Thank you.
Yeah. Angie.
Can I strike ASRF and TGMF allocations, please?
Okay, and then Patty, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, I just had a question. I heard I think it was Promise added the bylaw changes. And I was just curious, is that bylaw changes that we've already seen? Because we would need we need notice to view bylaw changes. Is this a new bylaw change?
Yeah, these are new bylaw changes, but also in the bylaws it says so long as we get 3/4, it can go on the agenda.
Yes, so to suspend your bylaws to not be following the protocol of needing a week's notice for bylaw changes, you'll need 2/3 vote of council.
Mm-hmm.
of the bylaws or allowing the bylaws to go on the agenda?
On the agenda.
To go on the agenda for a vote without the notice and then not going through the CRC.
Oh, it went through the CRC.
Oh, it did. Okay, that's good. So it would just be to be added to the agenda.
Okay.
And then if you can make sure that we get a copy of that, Jessica and I, so we can make sure your bylaws are always up to date.
Cass, I'll pass it back to you. Sorry.
Okay, Sarah.
Oh, sorry, I just forgot to raise my hand.
Okay, and then Breeze, I think we're good. So we just have to make that amendment vote.
Awesome. Thank you. So can someone motion so that I can add the USAC bylaw changes to the agenda?
I move to add the USAC bylaw changes to the agenda.
Promise motions. Can I get a second?
I second.
Promise motions, Cass second. All in favor, please raise your hand. By a vote of 12-0, the motion passes and the agenda is approved for this week. Can I get approval for the minutes of last week? It should have been for May 3rd, I believe, but let me pull it up just to be certain. Yes, it was May 3rd. Can I get approval for the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes for May 3rd.
Moment of motions. Can I get a second?
A second.
Moment of motions, Emily seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Oh, okay. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and the minutes for last week are approved. Great, now we're moving on to public comment. Public comment is a time for any member of the public to address council and to make sure that they bring anything that they would like forth. Remember that public comment must be gender inclusive, use respectful language. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom from accountability. And with that, oh, Sydney has her. If folks can go ahead and promote people that want to. Sorry.
I just wanted to ask, I know we did the motion to add USAC bylaw changes. Do we also need to do a separate one to approve the agenda, or were they put together?
I thought we approved the agenda. Or oh wait, I need to do an approval for the agenda, right?
I
Okay.
move to approve the agenda.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Upon motions cast seconds, all in favor, please raise your hands. Okay, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and the agenda for this week is approved. So we can move straight into public comment. If folks from the public would like, please raise your hands at this time and I will call on you. So Clara?
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Clara. I'm the Celtic Chapter Chair at UCLA, and I'm just here to give our weekly update on our organization. So for those of you who might not know, Celtic Students is a student-run, student-funded nonprofit organization that works to protect the environment, improve college affordability, and promote civic engagement. And over the years, we've accomplished a lot, like we committed the UC to 100% clean electricity, and we also just recently phased out single-use plastics in unincorporated areas of LA County. So for some brief updates, the past 2 weeks we've been meeting with the staff offices for city council members to plan to phase out single-use plastics in all sectors of LA, along with the thing we just passed about a month ago. And we're also working for plastics on a statewide bill that would phase out single-use plastic packaging in online shipping. So things like unnecessary bubble wrap in packages. And so to have a successful vote on this bill, we're trying to have a statewide event to call students from all the UCs to have them ask their legislators to vote yes for it. And that will help us promote a cleaner and safer environment. And also for our affordable textbooks campaign, the UC Regents are holding a board conference here on campus next week. And we know that over the past 4 decades, the cost of textbooks has risen a lot, and especially with inflation and housing costs, students shouldn't have to feel like they need to sacrifice their well-being in order to afford materials for their classes. The student purge found that 65% of students during the pandemic skipped out on buying a textbook because they needed to use that money for other things. So our goal is to introduce an open textbook grant that would help students be able to have free textbooks for their classes and save that kind of money. So we're going to share public comment as well as written comments with the regents this week to post a grant-funded program across the UCs for these books, so no students have to struggle financially for their academic success. That's a little bit about what we've been working on recently. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Clara. It was great working with you and, really excited for what you will be doing next year. Passing it off to Quinn.
Hello, I just wanted to stop in. It's probably the last you guys will ever hear from me. Congratulations. But today I just want to pop in and say congratulations to Eliana Sisman for being elected Gen Rep 3 for next year. I am so proud of you, and I'm very excited to see the disabled community at UCLA thrive and persevere despite everything that has been handed to the disabled community, especially in the past 2 years. because of the pandemic. I would also like to reiterate that disabled community at UCLA is here to stay, and people like Eliana are, I'm very, very proud, and I'm very excited to see all of you do that once I graduate in about a month. And I wanted to make a point to administration that disabled students are here to stay. Disabled students are proud to be here, and disabled students will fight for our rights despite everything that has been handed to us. And yeah, disabled students are graduating this year despite administration and despite them, not because of them. Thank you, and congratulations, Ileana.
Oh, that's so sweet. And thank you so much, Quinn. I loved working with you this year, and I think I can say the same for prom and really a lot of us that were at the sit-in.
100%. Congratulations, Eliana.
And Quinn on graduating. We're all graduating. Woo! Okay, I don't see any. Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. Go, Michael. Thank you so much, Quinn. You are super amazing. You are super sweet. I really appreciate you, and I would never ever be here without you. So much love to you and much love to all disabled people. Such an honor to be here. Thanks to all our amazing outgoing Usac people. I'll miss you. Love you all. Yeah, just love you all. Also, everyone who's watching. DSU is meeting 2 to 3 p.m. Friday. Everybody is welcome. Go to DSU UCLA on Instagram for all of our stuff. Love y'all.
Love you too, Liana. Great. So with that, I close public comment at 7:16 p.m. Great. Moving on to funding. Capital contingency.
Hi guys. I can't believe it's this council's last time, but okay, we still have two to get through. So, capital contingency, we got one application from CAC this week, and so I'm allocating the full $2,000 to them for computer usage. So just $2,000 to one USAC entity.
Okay, great. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve the allocation of $2,000 to one USAC entity.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Prom motions, Emily seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Okay. Okay. So 9 in favor, all abstaining, and Promise has to abstain for this one. And all against? Wait, is Maya saying against?
No.
Okay, wait. Okay, there you go. Great, and by a vote of 10 to 120, the motion passes and capital contingency for this week is approved. Great, moving on to contingency. Jenny?
Yes. Oh, and quick reminder for everyone who's gotten capital contingency funding, you must have your requisitions in by May 31st. That is the deadline that SGA set, just because it's such high amounts. So if you haven't been able to get them or you're currently transitioning, please just talk to me and we can work something out. Okay, moving on to contingency programming. This week we are allocating $15,196.59 to 44 non-USAC entities and one USAC entity. If you go on it, you can see that I had to cut allocations by 60% this week, which is not ideal, and I really did not enjoy doing that. And I'll talk about it in our new business, because that is why I'm trying to move money over. But yes, this is for this week. The last one you guys will have to approve. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jenny. Can I get a motion, please?
I move to approve the allocation of $15,196.59 to 44 non-USAC entities and 1 USAC entity.
Great. Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motion, Sarah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 10 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and contingency programming for this week is approved. Great. SFS, Momina?
Hello. So this week we have 1 second. I had it down and then I copied something else. So this week we have $2,853.95 to 3 non-CSC orgs. I'll also put that in the chat.
Okay, is anyone against? If not, we can go ahead and move on. TGIF is gone. For my officer report, I just had a meeting with Bob Michaels, who was a former USAC president, and kind of starting the discussions around planning the presidential retreat later this October. And yeah, I will just be transitioning my office and giving over like passwords and whatnot that I have listed. So great. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass it off to Cass.
Hold on, y'all. Can I report the SWC programming fund?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, SWC. Oh my gosh, Tam.
It's okay. It's okay. My last time reporting, so I was just a little pressed. No, I'm just kidding. So we're allocating $2,165 to 6 non-USAC entities. I'll also put that in the chat. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Is anyone against? Great. Okay. So now I will pass it off to Cass.
My office already wrapped up, but there's some things that we're trying to like figure out with the ECRT team still, and we're trying to help them with outreach with the housing initiative. And then I'm still working on my transition binder for my successor, but that's everything. I just wanted to end my term with if one falls, then we all fall, but if one rises, then we all rise is Song Baksak.
That's so cute. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Cass. Sarah?
Hi everyone. Yeah, same thing. Little thirsty ending to the year, just working on transitions and getting all those rec forms in. We will have a few voting things with CalPERG and some like voter registration drives for the primary. So that is pretty much what's left for the term, but yeah, just transitions. And I will pass it off to Angie.
So my office has been working on getting our transition packets for next year's commission for our different committees. I also have my exec board and UGC meetings this week, during which I will be advocating for permanent extension of pass no pass deadlines to Friday of week 9 for all future quarters moving forward. And we're also discussing students, student workers, staff, and faculty who require hybrid access amid rising COVID cases. Also working on getting funding and recs sorted and signed. And then I will also be working on transitioning my office and working on our transition binder.
Thank you so much, Angie. And I don't even got to say this, but I'm so proud of you, and you did so much more than I could have done in your position. So thank you so much for being such an amazing AAC. Great. With that, we will move on to admin reps.
Wait, breathe.
Sorry.
I'll talk through Emily's mic. Yeah, I just wanted to switch my officer report to verbal. So this week we finally rolled out the Unexpected Travel Expenses Support Grant Fund for winter 2022. Yay! If everyone, thanks Emily. If everyone recalls all the chaos that ensued, especially for non-resident students. So we highly recommend and would love it if your offices could please share this one last grant so that we can make sure that those folks get the resources they need. Technically, you also don't need to be a non-resident student to apply. So we really do encourage that lots and lots of people apply so that they can get some help. Secondarily, right now the office is working on finalizing funding and recs and also transitioning out like everyone else. So that's all from me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Pasa. So now admin reps. Jessica?
Hello, everyone. First, I want to say congratulations on a great year. I will miss working with you all. Just a couple quick reminders. So I dropped the SGS email in the chat for those of you working on transition docs for your office. Go ahead and send them to that email so we can save a hard copy for you, just as a backup. The other thing that I wanted to remind you all of is just that as you're transitioning out of office, there will still be like paperwork and documents that you'll need to be signing off on, including rec forms. So just make sure to stay in contact and that we have your current up-to-date email. And, like Jenny mentioned, get those rec forms in early so we can get them processed. If you have any questions about that, let me know. In terms of your physical office space, if you were able to get in your office this year and work a little bit from there, just make sure you gather all of your personal belongings. We'll be having about a 2-week window for you all to like clean up and get anything out that you need to from your office before the incoming officer has access. So in about 2 weeks, your door access will be shut off, including everybody that's currently on your team in your office. And then the new officers will be getting access to the door and will be the new signatory to sign off confirming access for anybody. So if any of you are still like sticking around and working with the incoming officer, just have them sign off on a new access request form for you, and then you can bring it to the window and A-level to get your office access added back to your card. But it's just easier to shut it all off and then start over with the new term, just since there's so many staff and everybody. So just make sure you reach out to me separately if you have a unique situation where like a lot of your staff is staying on with the next incoming officer, and we can work something out on the side. But otherwise, just be prepared within to try to clean up your office and tidy up, get all your things out within the next 2 weeks, so that the incoming officer can have the space to get into to prepare for their terms. And then an update on cords. So we have the order in, and I'm expecting to get those in a couple weeks. They were low stock in the colors that we needed, so they actually had to place a physical order. So I'll just email everybody when they're in, and you can just pick them up from the A-level window. And then, I'll be in touch separately about like the nameplates and things like that, because we're still waiting on that order to be placed as well. I feel like that's everything. I hope that was everything. If I missed anything, let me know. Yeah, go for it.
I don't know if you heard, Jessica, but we still don't know like where the gavel is.
The gavel. Yeah, I know, sad. So if we can't track it down, I'm planning on ordering a replacement anyway. And so basically with that gavel, what was kind of cool about it, it had like a perpetual band where it was like multiple presidents engraved on it. So I'm just going to order a new one and then engrave like, the last handful of presidents on it, so that it feels like a legacy band again. But yeah, so I'm just gonna order a new one. But if you end up being able to track it down at all, just let me know, and we can work out how to get it. But yeah, I'm just gonna order a new one. I'm so sad it went missing.
Can I get one? Because I know that I think Robert was asking for
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so every president at the end of their term gets a keepsake gavel. So yeah, I will be ordering that for you. And yeah, we'll just connect, and then if you're not around campus, I can mail it to you. It's no problem. So yeah, but all of that stuff is going to be ordered with the nameplates and all of that. We're just working with Custom Print right now because our vendor that we used to work with unfortunately went out of business during COVID. So we're trying, Custom Print is trying to find a new vendor for us to work with, since it's kind of like a specialty engraving thing that we need done. So yes, I will keep you posted on that. And if you end up, not being around campus, I can mail it to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jessica. Great.
Yeah, of course.
And it was so great working with you. I mean, we're going to see y'all at the installation ceremony, so we'll talk then, but thank you so much.
Oh, yes. And actually, Breeze, you just reminded me of that too. So we're still trying to work out a date, and I think we're going to, we potentially are just going to do it virtually because there's not a lot of space available. And right now, the only space that we do have is outdoor, and I feel like it's just going to be too hot to be outdoor. So I'll be in touch about that too once we have a date confirmed. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that update. Sydney's been working on trying to find a venue, but unfortunately everything is just really booked. So unless someone last minute cancels, we don't really have a good space to facilitate the installation. So we can still do it virtually, and it'll be a really nice Zoom ceremony that you all can attend and invite your friends and family, and we'll still make it a really nice thing. And then maybe we can do some side gathering if you all want to after that. But yeah, so I did want to update you on that. We're trying to hopefully finalize those details soon, and we'll share the date with you all as soon as we know.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jessica. George?
Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. No big updates from me. Just wanted to just say a hearty congratulations to you all for another year, especially within USAC, especially it all being mostly virtual as well. Just really proud of all the work that y'all have done, and looking forward to work with the next council as well. I think actually I'm not sure if I'm coming back or not, because I don't know what the Alumni Association wants to do with this position, but I'll keep y'all updated and posted on that. But it was an honor working with you all, and especially for those who I was able to connect over the year. I know it's been hard to connect, but really do appreciate all the work that you all done. So once again, congrats and good luck with future endeavors. And let me know if you need support or help when it comes to future endeavors, because that's what the Alumni Association is here for.
Sorry, we're cracking up with prom. Yes, thank you so much, George. And we all appreciate you for always, speaking out and supporting us throughout this year. And also, I appreciate really, especially in Murphy, when you were reaching out to me and seeing how the Alumni Association can support our efforts. So thank you so much, George. And yes, okay, Josh.
Well, congratulations, everybody. What a year. We made it through. So just to echo a little bit what Jessica said, just please make sure that your transition documents also include passwords as you pass things down. That includes social media and any emails or anything like that. This board knew kind of the challenges we went through last year with trying to transition over to emails and make sure that all those documents come with it. So please make sure that you pass that out and put that into your transition documents for your next person. Again, great job this year. You should be very proud of all the work that you all did. It was a challenging year with COVID, and I think we only gathered once, which is crazy. But we appreciate all of the work that you all did on behalf of the students and your advocacy. So thank you all.
Yes, thank you so much, George. I know I messaged you aside, but thank you so much for supporting us this year. We really appreciate it. Orlando?
Hello, everyone. No update, just a big shout out to you all. It's been a very exciting year working with you all, seeing you all do all the great work, the high level of integrity that you've used throughout the year, and overcoming many of the challenges. It was a real pleasure working with you all this year, and I wish you all the best.
Patty? Oh, sorry. Yes, Orlando, thank you so much as well. We didn't really get a chance to work, but we do appreciate everything that you did. And even coming to these USAC meetings, I know can be a lot. So thank you for all of that. Patty.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Congratulations. I was actually, George will appreciate this. I was in 417 today and just reminiscing of all of my hours spent in that room in past council meetings, and just kind of reminiscing a little bit about the last meeting. And it's just really been a pleasure. I just want to say congratulations to everyone and all your hard work this year and so much that you all have accomplished. It's been great to be a part of it and be part of USAC again in this role. So just wanted to mention that. I also want to just do a quick shout out for a great event that we have, actually 2 events tomorrow. We're partnering for a movie night with CEC on the Westcombe Student Terrace tomorrow at 8. And then also we have our Art in the Union program that will be announcing our winning art pieces. Well, they're all amazing. It's so hard to choose. There's 70 submissions this year. Most we've ever had, and it was just such incredible works of art. So that's actually in the art gallery through the end of the week. And if you're free tomorrow, I think it begins from 2 to 4 tomorrow in the art gallery, swing on by and get a chance to mingle with some artists. But yes, thank you all so much and congrats again.
Thank you so much, Patty. And thank you so much for all the support that you offered throughout the year. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so moving on to new business. Momina, I think that she wanted to add something to SFS. So Momina, I'll give you the floor again.
Yes, yeah, sorry. I had some other orgs that needed approval. So total, I think we can just, instead of like adding the other ones, this is just the new total. So for SFS this week, it's $5,778.05 to 6 non-CSC orgs and 1 CSC org. I'll put that in the chat too.
Great. Are there any objections? If not, we're good to go. Okay. So for new business, I see that there is a USAC bylaw changes. So can someone pull those up? I don't know. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, Cass, I think she's going to try to email.
Oh, I think I pulled it up actually. I think I found it. Let me send the link in the chat and see if this is the correct one. Is that the right link?
Yes.
Okay, I can share my screen.
Okay, awesome. And I'm gonna hand it off to go through them.
Okay. Well, let me know if I need to scroll down.
Okay. Cool. Hi everyone. So I just wanted to present these proposed bylaw changes here tonight. like for council members going forward, and I think that these bylaw changes are going to be quite imperative to councils in the future being able to work together, and also just like vesting the power back into the multiple like elected student leaders in various different parts in our bylaws. And this is, and in the end, a lot of these things always come to council for like final say. So changing the language doesn't really change too much. So yeah, that's these different bylaws. The first one on here is regarding appointments review committee. So it would, like, the folks on the committee would be selected by the council members together. The IVP would of course remain chair, and the transfer student representative would also be serving as a bylaw that was put in there for transfer students to be included in the appointment process, and also just be recognized. So that stays the same. So the only things that change here is there are going to be members selected from the council by the council together. So all having a vested interest there. The next change, one second. Just trying to. Yeah. So the next change is, again, vesting the power into the council as a whole. I think that's the first one still, or why is it not scrolling? I'm trying to scroll on this page. Okay. Next one also, so changing it to an appointment search committee, because again, it does work very well to, like, when a council, they are all doing the appointments anyway. So having that one place, we've seen issues with like various appointments being left unappointed when it's just left to one single office. So in this way, this increases accountability and also forces council members to work together and make sure all of these council appointments are appointed. So again, vesting the power into the council. The next one is giving these appointments to the council as a whole, because they come to council for council approval anyway. So council does have final say. So these are just council-wide appointments. For SFAC, which is student fees, and it also again increases students are like multiple people were elected by students, so it's increasing, like, diversifying the voices of into the say of who these appointments are from the get-go as well. So just again, vesting the power to the council for these changes here. And then the next one is a CAC one, and it is just adding, altering the language a little, removing series from a few of the titles, and making, like, including, updating the CAC internship, the Arts Restoring Community Initiative, and our marketing design team there. Oh, thanks, Cass. Sorry. And then the next bylaw change, which is the Article 4, Section B1, which is also cultural affairs. It is just editing some of the language. It's misformatted in the bylaws, so fixing that and then updating the like numbers, and also including the Arts Restoring Community Initiatives into the bylaws of the Cultural Affairs Commissioner. The next one is for election code, Article 5, Section A, for election board. This past year, the election was a very interesting one, to say the least. There was a lot of issues, like logistically with the election. There was a lot of, like, lacks of clarity for most of the candidates. And as a council, that ends up being on us, considering we do appoint the election board chair and the election board in general. So having oversight over, like, some more oversight and accountability for the election board to make sure that the election is as equitable as possible. So ensuring that election code, election calendars, candidate packets are brought to the council prior to the release of election packets, must be presented to council, must present all election materials to council, including but not limited to these things. And also council shall make recommendations and must confirm election materials by majority vote prior to the release of any election materials. So essentially just making sure that all these things are ready for the candidates before it happens. That is before this election has been standard practice, but didn't occur in this election, and it just needs to be in the bylaws so that is there and the council is able to kind of guide in that way without overstepping into the election process itself. Next one, so this is Article 5, Section B. So this is just again, vesting power into the council for the composition of, I believe this is Constitutional Review Committee, yeah, and vesting the power again into the council, and the council chooses the members together, and it is approved by the council as well. So yeah. And then Financial Aid Task Force, the council shall appoint a council member to designate the chair to be the or shall appoint a council member or a designate to chair the Financial Aid Task Force. So that, again, power to the council to make that decision together, who will be the appointed member, like the appointed person, or to appoint a outside, like a designate, essentially. And again, one other council member appointed together by the council. The next one, just moving around, because again, a typo. So just moving down the budget review director and assistant budget review director by the virtue of their titles. So that's already included in there. It's just fixing that typo. And then again, vesting power into the council. So the finance committee chair, and then one member selected from the following list to be appointed and approved by the council. And either campus programming committee chair or community activities committee chair to be appointed and approved by the council. And then the next one, so the student advocate, again, we're all elected. So, and this is what all council members are for students anyway. So the student advocate is to be appointed by the council. It gives students more voice in who this advocate can be, different perspectives as well, and to assist students with necessary casework, etc. So that's that change. Next one, for CAB, Congressional Advisory Board. And again, the chair shall be appointed by the council and approved by the Congressional Advisory Board, in total, forcing the council to work more closely with the Congressional Advisory Board as well, as those are delegates from various communities on campus, being able to have a voice on the ability to have a voice on council. And then this one is the Article 6, Section A4, and number 4 again. And this just this is the attendance section. It removes the president shall make the final determination about the council officers' attendance during the meeting. I honestly felt like that is just, it could get really dicey, and essentially think that it is really important for council members to be able to hold each other accountable if they aren't doing their job. So I suggested the change, following multiple absences of any council member exceeding the maximum number of absences specified by the USA bylaws. The council shall hold a hearing via executive session to evaluate the member's participation and work as a council member. The council may then by 3/4 vote to remove the council member from their position if they are not doing it, they are not showing up. This is not a check that we haven't had in our bylaws, which I think is an entire issue, considering I've sat on council for the last 2 years and have seen different offices not really have their representative not really doing what they need to be doing, and it's a disservice to the student body when there's nothing that we can do as a council to hold those council members accountable and also be able to potentially place someone there who would be doing the work. So this actually creates something where we can, and then an appeal can be made to the judicial board by the removed council member to be reinstated within 14 days of the initial decision. And the addendum that's in there with all of the judicial board things is the council shall by 3/4 vote of its entire voting membership be able to override the judicial board decision as an addendum there as well. So yeah, so that's what that is changed to. And then the next one, so this is also about the Congressional Advisory Board, CAB. Essentially, it gives the council the ability, it's the prerogative of the council to allow the board to come to council, and it's not just the prerogative of one person. So essentially, it's like the council may suspend the rules to allow a representative to speak regardless. It just vests the power all into the council itself to make that decision. And then Finance Committee Chair will be appointed and confirmed by the council also. So that's that changed. And then this one is for, I believe, Budget Review Committee, again, for council members to be appointed into the committee or to be put in the committee chosen by each other and approved by majority vote on council. So that's just vesting power again by the council into the council. And those are all the changes. This is a vote, 2/3, I believe, is needed to pass these. Go ahead, Jessica.
Yeah, I just wanted to recommend going through these one by one because it's kind of a lot. And since they're different sections, they really should have been on the agenda, each individually. So yeah, just to keep in mind as you're going through this, because it's kind of a lot of different changes to different sections.
Okay, so it would just be a motion for each one.
Yeah, I would recommend motioning each one. This way it's very clear, okay, what you all are voting on.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I can also field any questions if there are any. Otherwise, I'll just begin to motion.
I think never mind. Someone in the attendees list is raising their hand and I don't know who that is.
I think Teddy's the new TSR. I just had a quick question, Prom, mostly because it relates to FICOM, but it was the FICOM chairs to be appointed by council. Does that mean I'm just confused because council is such a big entity. So if I wanted to recommend someone to be FICOM chair, does that mean I would have to message every single person in council? Because before I would just message Breeze only or the new president. So I was just kind of wondering logistically how that would look then.
Yeah, so it would work the same way as all other appointments work, where the person would come before council for an interview. And then council, they would go to appointments review committee, and then the council would vote on it. So they would just have to do the application. So it's the same thing, it just vets the power into the council.
Okay, no, that makes sense now. I think
before the order was kind of like we would go through, well, because the president would appoint, then we go straight to ARC, then council would do interviews. So it's basically like switching the order where council will do interviews first, then they go through ARC.
So it would go through ARC, then to council.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Patty?
Yeah, I was just trying to clarify that point as well, because council wouldn't do interviews for every person applying for the position. That's how it currently is. It's narrowed down, sent to ARC, then to council. So you're saying that's still that process?
Yeah, so it's the same process, because also the bylaw change for it to be an appointment search committee, which is for the council to search for appointments, which they would create that committee for the appointments like they already do. Carl?
Hello? Oh yeah, so I just had a couple concerns and questions about these bylaws changes. I think the first initial one is kind of what Patty brought up, how these weren't listed line by line. It's so many different changes. The document wasn't linked to the agenda. And I feel that, though it's probably not, in doctrine, right, that the new council, which will take office in, less than an hour and a half, I feel like they should have got an opportunity to kind of look at this, because this is ultimately going to affect their next year. And so I just feel like, I feel like these should be recommended to them if that's the case, if this is a true concern. And I think that at the end of the day, they should be able to make decisions in regards to bylaw changes that are going to go into effect them the rest of the year. And then I just think every council member here currently just doesn't, we haven't been able to, and you did a great job. These are all very detailed. But I think you presented it in like 20 minutes, and there's so many different bylaw changes. There's so many different scenarios that we haven't thought about regarding these changes. So it's just so much to intake within, 20, 30 minutes. So I just think that all of the council members are just going to be, just don't have an opportunity to truly take this in because it wasn't linked to the agenda in the first place. That's just kind of like my 2 cents with it.
Yeah, thank you for that. I think because and I would have brought these sooner, but I had a lot going on. And also just after the last 2 years, this is essentially generally how council already runs. And it's not really a big change. It's essentially it's just vesting the power back into the council.
Yeah, it's things that Promise has honestly collected from. I mean, she kind of went through a lot of things that had been upsetting her throughout the year if you look through it.
Yeah, so and I think that this council has we've already voted onto the agenda, and I think we have more than enough information at this point to be able to vote on these. So yeah, and I see another hand. Cass?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's also like my first time seeing the bylaw changes. And I think that Promise, you did a really good job executing, explaining everything. And so if council feels uncomfortable, then like Jessica said, we're going to go through each individual bylaw change and make sure people have an understanding. I do want to say that I really like these bylaw changes. Investing power into the council will make sure that people are on council are accountable for the appointments. Being an ARC this year, I felt like there was just a lot of issues with appointments, and with this, I feel like we're going to ensure that all appointments are made on time and that there's enough outreach from all of council when it comes to appointments. So thank you, Promise.
Patty?
Yeah, I just had a question. When at the beginning of the council meeting, when we were talking about adding this to the agenda, stated that it was reviewed by CRC. So do we have CRC votes? I didn't see them on the forms.
We do. I was not given edit access, so I have them written down. I wasn't able to put them on the form directly.
Sorry, I'll give you access once I have my computer.
No worries, all good, Prom.
Maya, I guess, did CRC approve all of them? Or were
Yeah, CRC did approve all of them.
So every single bylaw change was approved by CRC, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's helpful. We will still go through all of them, and if you can give the vote as we go through each one, just so that we can just be transparent, and that way the board knows as we vote these through. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good, Josh.
Excellent. All right, so okay, so I guess
so I just motion.
We move forward, I believe, unless there's anyone else that has concerns or issues that they want to bring up before we start moving forward.
Okay, if not, can I get a motion, please? Well, do you want to do?
Yeah,
one?
I can do them.
Okay.
But so do I say like the article section for the motion, or?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go line by line. So the best way to do it, let me scroll to the top. The best way to do it would be, what article and section we're voting on. So the section where it says proposed change applied to the articles, that's how we'll keep track of each one. So we'll start off with the first one, Article 2, Section B, comma 4. And then we'll go down the list. We'll get CRC for each one, and then we'll vote.
Okay. So I move to approve the bylaw change to Article 2, Section B.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions. Haley seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, great. All against? And all abstaining? I don't think I got your vote, Carl.
I think he left.
Okay. It was 13. By a vote of 13 to 0 to 0, the motion for Article 2, Section B, Part 4 is approved. Great. Moving on to the next one. Prom?
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 2, Section C.
Promise, we'll do all of this as one. So Section C, we could just say Section C, D through DIV.
Oh, yeah. I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 2, Section C, Section C 1D, I to IV.
Great. Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Maya seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. Great. And by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes. And Article 2, Section C1, D0 through DIV is approved. Okay, great.
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 2, Section C, 4B through C.
Great. Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Haley seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. All against? Okay, never mind. By a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and Article C, Section 4B through C is approved. Okay, great. Moving on to the next one.
I motion to approve bylaw changes to Article 3, Section D, 4C. Yeah. Article 3, Section D, 4C.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Emily seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and the bylaw change is approved. Next one.
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 4, Section B, 8D through F.
Okay. Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the bylaw for, what is it, Rusty? Article 4, Section B, 8D 2 through 10 are approved.
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 5, Section A.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. All abstaining? Okay, never mind. By a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and Article B, Section A is approved. Great. Next one.
I move to approve the changes to Article 5, Section B3. Can I get a second?
Yeah, sorry, Prom.
I second.
Prom motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great. Abstaining? Okay. By a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and Article B, Section C through 2B. Article Section C 1 and 2B are approved. Great. That's it.
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 5, Section E, to II through V.
Can I get a second?
A second.
Prom motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes. Sorry. Section, Article V, Section E to II through V. Great.
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 5, Section G1.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Okay, And by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, Article 5, Section 1. Oh, sorry. Section, I think it was G. Section G1 are approved.
And I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 5, Section 1, 1.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Paul motions, Haley seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes, and Article 5, Section 1 are approved. Next one.
I move to approve the bylaw changes to Article 6, Section A for 4.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Paul motions, Chase seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, Article 6, Section A for IV passes. And excellent.
And I motion to approve the bylaw changes to Article 6, Section A, 9E.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Paul motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, Section 6, or no, Article 6, Section A, 9E passes.
I motion to approve Article 7, Section A, 2C bylaw changes.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Paul motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes. And sorry, I need to see again. Article 7, Section A, 2C passes.
And yeah, and then I motion.
It's the next one.
Okay. And then last but not least, I motion to approve the bylaw changes to Article 7, Section C, 9V.
Okay, can I get a second?
I second.
Paul motions, Tay seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Okay. Great, and by a vote of 11 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and the bylaw change is approved. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you guys all so much. Yeah. Can I say something right now?
Do you want to say at the end? Or do you want
I can say it at the end.
Okay.
I'll say it at the end.
Okay. Okay, great. And with that, I think we just had one more thing on the agenda. Transferring capital contingency to contingency programming. Jenny?
Hi, yes. Okay. Basically, I'm sure you guys have heard, but like contingency programming doesn't have a lot of funds. And like this is like, I didn't link it to the agenda, but I can. This is like, I tallied up basically all of our allocations for the year to like make sure I have the most updated budget. And right now we only have $19,506 left for the next 3 weeks, which is not a lot for contingency because we've been allocating around like $15,000 a week. And this is mostly, I will say, just because we've received 3 times as many applications this quarter than we have in past spring quarters, like period, which is great, but also is putting a strain on us for sure. So I had talked to Fernando, who is now an SGA, about a temporary solution or a way to like find more funds. And so one of the solutions is to take $8,540 out of capital contingency and move it
to contingency programming. We just haven't had as many applications for capital contingency, and there would still be like $10,000 in capital for if new council members did want to apply at the start of their tenure. So yeah, my proposition is basically to move $8,540 from capital contingency to contingency programming. But because capital contingency is funded from surplus, this budget transfer would require a council vote. So yes, please let me know if you have any questions.
Can I actually have a question, and it's for reps. So, and like, this is my last day on council, so I'm really gonna press it. Where is the endowment money that's supposed to go to contingency?
The 64,000?
So I feel like, because it wasn't ever brought to council, Jessica, that would be helpful.
Yeah, so it doesn't go to contingency. It actually goes to BOD programming.
So
that's
50% is supposed to go to contingency.
From the endowment payout?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us check on that because I don't ever recall that. I recall it going to BOD programming. But in any case, yeah, we should have all of the payout information that we can share with you all. It comes yearly, I believe. But that would be SGA would have that info. So I don't have it off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, because per the bylaws, it says 50% is supposed to go to contingency, and then the other 50% is supposed to go to I think it might be BOG, but I don't think it is. So that's kind of what I'm wondering, because that is money that can be used towards student programming instead of like Jenny having to cut funding. So that's just like, and I've brought it up many times, and it's just, and I've kind of gotten the like, we'll bring the numbers, but they never were brought to council. So yeah. Patty?
Yeah, the bylaw of the 50-50, that's referring to surplus going to contingency and BOD programming. The other one's a programming.
I'll send it after this meeting.
Yeah, we'll look into it and double check.
Okay. But yeah. So we just motion for this, Jenny?
Yeah, I was just told this needed to be an action item.
Okay. I move to approve the moving of $8,540 from capital contingency to contingency programming.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Prom motions, Emily seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Great, and by a vote of 12-0, the motion passes, and the transferring of 8,540 from capital contingency to contingency is approved. Great, okay. So we can go ahead. Usually last year we did something where council members were spoken to each individually. Yeah, I don't know if any council members would like to speak at this time. If so, please raise your hand. I know Promise wanted to go.
Hey, Breeze. I thought what we were going to do is vote in the new council and then do good and welfare after that.
Well, I kind of wanted to say stuff on the record.
Oh, I mean, that's totally okay. So are we officially going into good and welfare? Is that we are adjourning the meeting and then going into good?
So I don't know necessarily it's no surprise that council was very divided this year. So I don't think that a lot of us want to refer to everyone, but I'll pass it to Prom.
Breeze, hold on. I just want to make sure that we stick with what we're trying to do. At this point, are we adjourning the meeting and then going into good and welfare, or is this still on the agenda of the meeting?
I think because it's been where council members, where the meeting doesn't have to be adjourned, where it hasn't been adjourned, and council members are able to address each other. And no, they don't have another meeting after us. And I think our meeting still has to be going on for them to be sworn in, right?
Okay.
No, we can do it. We can do it off the meeting. That's fine. To swear in the council, we just need somebody from J board, which I believe she's on standby.
Okay.
So we just need to gather everybody for that part.
So can you go? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I think Emily had her hand up. Emily, you wanted to say stuff?
Yeah, I was just I guess like if like promise like if you wanted to like add an additional thing to discuss, like couldn't we like amend the agenda and add another discussion item?
Because we have amended things post the thing at the beginning of the amendment.
I mean, just council member
Prerequisite for that.
Because I think we deserve to be able to address the student body one last time on the record.
Great. Can I get a motion for that?
I move to add that discussion item for council member addresses.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Passa seconds.
I love you, Passa. Prom motions, Passa seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. Great. And by a vote of 13-0, the motion passes. And any addresses that council members would like to make is approved. Okay. So I'm opening up the floor. I'll pass it to you, Prom, first.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone would like to go before me, you can. I'd honestly prefer that. But if I'm the only one, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to address the council, the student body, everyone. I've been on council for the last 2 years, and as my term has now come to an end, wanted to just address everything that's gone on over the last couple weeks. Also, address the new council members, and yeah. Over the last 2 years, I've been lucky enough to be a part of a slate for the people. And these people have come to this council table genuinely wanting to work for the people, even though we've been berated, harassed, called whatever, dragged through the mud, all of it, by fellow students, by fellow council members. We can still stand and say that we have been doing the work for the people, by the people. And I'm happy to like be a part of that slate entirely. Super want to shout out Emily, Passa, Momina, Maya, Tay, other folks who are not on the slate, but have been wonderful council allies this whole year. The folks who were on council last year, also not on the slate, since people want to say that we're working via slate lines. That is not the case. We work with whoever is willing to work for the people and not for personal interests. And that is why we're on this council. So the people who are watching, because I know you're watching, because you guys are always watching, and speaking very in anonymous forums. You know my name, I don't know yours, but that's okay. We would not be doing this if this was like simply for a power grab. No one in their right mind would be going through the turmoil that we have gone through over the last 2 years, like for nothing. So for y'all to be saying that we don't care about people, it's whatever, just really evaluate that, because no one would do this like simply to just do this. It's not a joke. So we've been here. I want to address Carl King Jr. Stop talking about Black women behind their back. Like, you came onto this council telling other council members that you're planning to destroy your female counterparts before you ever met them. And you might be president now, do better. Like, people elected you, do better and actually come on here, not with personal vendettas, but to actually help the people. And don't do what you did with our council. You scapegoated women. You literally scapegoated women for your own political gain. And that was wrong. And if no one else will call it out, I will. It was wrong. You scapegoated a survivor for your own political gain. Congratulations on your win. Do better. For others, do better. And for the other council members who I didn't really get to know, I hope y'all also do better and not talk about people behind their backs when you haven't even met them. Yeah. So, and to the new council coming in, work together. It works better that way. Sitting on council for 2 years, my council last year was a very stark difference from the council that I sit on this year. We were able to get work done for the student body because we weren't thinking about personal. It's not about you. This job is not a job that is about you. It is about the students. This is not about, like, it's not about your own personal gain. Like, so many of us have like struggled in school simply because we're doing these jobs and dedicating ourselves to this. So it's like, it's not about you. It's really not. This is a selfless job. So remember that as you are sitting on this council, and remember to work for students. And that is your main prerogative. And just always, always, always remember that. And Carl, I really hope you apologize to Angie, and you apologize to the women on this council that you have spoken down on. And little girl I am. Like, you've called different women on this council little girls.
Secretary.
You've called them secretary. Like, your counterparts, like you're belittling your counterparts. You told other people that me and Taylani are not Black enough, that we don't care about Black people, without ever, and we're anti-Black though. The misogynoir that you exude, the misogyny that you exude, do better for your female counterparts. Also, don't be ableist. You had zero grace for your disabled, your disabled council members. When I told you that I was struggling with something, you literally said you were going to ask for all of my emails when I said I was dealing with my ADHD and why I couldn't respond to your emails. And you said you were going to request all of my emails, and then said that you support disabled students, but you gave zero grace to any of your your council members struggling with different disabilities. Do better, Carl. Do better. Especially now that you're president. So congratulations on that. And congratulations to all of the new council members as well. I wish you well in this job. It's not easy. It really isn't. But if you genuinely care about students and the advancement of students and their retention, etc., it is very rewarding. So yeah, that's all I had to say. And to the Reddit people, I really don't care what you have to say about me. I don't live in La La Land or the anonymous world. I live in the real world. So if you have anything to say to me, if you can't say it to my face, then I really don't care. So yeah, and I put my name behind that. I hope you can put your name behind everything you say too. Have a good night, everyone. And thank you. It was a pleasure serving the students.
Thank you, Prom. I second everything she says. Can I go ahead? Does anyone else have anything to say? Emily?
Is this, oh wait, sorry y'all. Is this good and welfare like moved up? Or will we have the option of doing good
If you
and welfare?
wanted to do an address, Tay.
Oh, okay. So we'll still do good and welfare too.
I mean, are we doing good and welfare? I'm really confused. We can do good.
I don't know if we can like put it in the chat if we're okay with staying. I can understand if not. It is a council tradition though. And I don't know.
Wait, does someone want to say something at all? Or in reference to? Okay, Emily.
Passa. I'm just borrowing her mic again. Oh wait, can I say like a thing? Is that what I'm given the floor to do right now?
Yeah, of course, Passa. That's why you have the floor.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I was incredibly honored to serve the student body this year alongside most of you in the capacity as general representative too. Now, when I was first sworn in, I had no idea what that role entailed. I'm sure that the council members sitting watching us right now have no idea what this entails, or a good chunk of them don't, and are probably even more confused given the events that have just transpired in the last 20 to 30 minutes. So I'll tell you kind of what my mentors told me. My mentors warned me that at times there are going to be theatrics. Sometimes people aren't going to want to work with you, maybe because they have presumptions about you because of the communities that you might come from the start of your term. And what I would say to that is that I encourage you all that if you do have assumptions and presumptions about each other, please clear the air right away and be honest and candid. Because again, this job isn't for you. It's not for your comfort. It's for the comfort of the student body. You're going to be giving away your time, your energy, your weekends, the breaks that other people are going to be enjoying. You're going to be working on your office. This year, this council had to deal with so many different crises that frankly, we shouldn't have to deal with. And that's the second question of what is the administration doing, right? I can say that, for example, when Omicron happened during winter break, it was a few of us who kind of got together and stepped up to the plate for the student body to respond to that because there was a lackluster administrative response. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to put on pressure on them when things happen because again, you're doing this for the student body. And when the student body is suffering, when something happens, you have to be their liaison and advocate for them first, right? Okay. So secondarily, what I would challenge you all to do, and this goes back to the assumptions and presumptions thing, is that sometimes, again, you all work for the student body, they're your stakeholders. It's important that you also reach out to communities that you aren't familiar with, that you may not be as comfortable with, and you learn from them, and you learn about the issues that they care about so that you can better advocate for them as well. I think that for me, I thought it was really helpful to go into meetings where, for example, I'm not as familiar with the mother organizations, right? And that was another major issue, financial accountability, CPO, all these other things. So I made sure that I deferred to the right people who have been working on the issues for a while. I deferred to them. I asked them the questions. I listened carefully, and I made sure to support them in any capacity that I could, right? And that's kind of, the main part of the job. You have to be there for the people who have been doing the work first, and always, have deference for other people. That's really important, right? Like, I think that unfortunately there is a misconception that being elected to council, some people might think it means that you're special or something like that. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't, right? Like, you're just here to help other people, get a better job done. That's like how I think of my job, or the job that I'm leaving right now. So, with that, I bid you all adieu. Again, I was incredibly honored to serve as the general representative too. And I wish you all the best of luck to the new council and also to those who are, leaving us tonight. So thank you.
Awesome. Does anyone have anything else to say? Tay?
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'll keep mine very short and sweet. I just wanted to say it was like an honor and a privilege serving as the Student Wellness Commissioner, especially as an external quote unquote elect. Such a privilege. I also just wanted to address like that common misconception that USAC leaders or USAC council members are kind of just here money grab, to quote promise. I just wanted to echo, I can assure you that is not the case. $10,000 is not worth the stress and turmoil that comes with this role. I truly do think like it is a selfless job, and you do have to have a passion for bettering the community, bettering the student body. Sorry, the Slack is going off. In order to even run for the position, let alone do work in the position. Kind of leave that because I will personally say, as a highly sensitive person, seeing students say that USAC members are just kind of sitting here and not doing anything is insane, considering that commissioner comes first and then me being a student comes like in 10th place. Always in meetings, always doing commission work, because the Student Wellness Commission was my priority. So I just wanted to leave it with that, and I can say the same for the rest of my council members, that we do care about the students and we do care about our work, and we do work. So I just kind of wanted to just say that, short and sweet. But yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tay. Would anyone else like to say something? Okay, if not, I will give something really quick as well. So thank you all so much for such a great year. No, I actually do mean that. Like, I definitely learned a lot from a lot of you. Pasa, I think that our friendship is one that, like, I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised because I had my friendship with Walker last year, but I want to say, like, you have also become one of my closest friends. I know we talked a couple days ago about that, but I just want to thank you for coming in and being so helpful. I know that like you like actively helped me when the COVID stuff was happening and I was very stressed out. So I really want to thank you for that. I want to give like a shout out to like all of FTP, Emily, Momina, like folks that really came out and like supported as well when like the DSU sit-in was happening, and came in and checked in on us. I know some of y'all like weren't able to like stay a long time, but y'all brought food and like y'all were like carrying every step of the way. I will say that this position again is not at all easy. I am ending it actually, just not in the state of mind. It was a very, very difficult position. I mean, like it caused my depression to be at an all-time high. Like my anxiety definitely rose. And I will say that, it's not easy, this role. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to be president until they are president. And I know that like I constantly, I'm facing scrutiny. I'm literally cyberbullied. I get messages from For the People Exposed telling like Black students that I'm anti-Black, that I did blackface. That's really cute. So I just want to say that. I want to say it's not an easy role, like at all, dealing with administration, and especially because I have, as y'all know, I haven't been as presidential as I should be, but I feel like I've done a decent job because I've constantly been pushing, and I honestly, I'm walking away from this position without really much of the connections or whatnot that people claim that I'm going to walk out of, because my relationship with admin is not the best, to say the least. So thank you so much. Thank you. And finally, yeah, I have pushed them very hard. But they have a new president, so they'll probably be happy now. Does anyone have anything else to say? If not, I move to adjourn the meeting at 8:37 p.m. Oh, wait, someone else has their hand up.
Hi, sorry to drag this out longer. This one's Emily. I guess like what I just wanted to say is that like this whole year has had a lot of challenges, and like specifically addressing the newer council members, like please, like echoing what Pasa and like many of my colleagues have most recently said, try to work together. Like you'll be surprised at like how much you have in common. I did not run on a slate, but yet like I find myself like among so many friends here, particularly Pasa and Breeze and so many other people who I've had the privilege to get to know. And also, like, that can only make your work that much stronger if you are willing to work together. Lastly, just again, echoing this, like, please remember, like, this job is a huge responsibility. And that's really tough. Like, often, like, you really can't put yourself first. Like, I think one of the hardest times of this job at one point was like that particular day where there was that school shooting threat. And that particular day, like, really impressive, just thinking back to that really impresses upon you the sense that, like, you are not allowed to freak out or like, think about yourself. Like, you have to be on it, which is really scary. But given that you have spent the past, we were in Murphy Hall, we were on campus, that was wackadoodle. But anyway, like, things like that, like, you all just spent the past few months running for this position, which hopefully indicates that you are willing to put yourself through the ringer for this position. And I implore you to carry that sense of major responsibility to the student body over yourself, with you into the next year.
The quote to remember, it's not your comfort, it's theirs. It's always theirs.
That's what Passes said.
Yeah.
Okay. Signing off, EMP.
That is so cute. Does anyone have anything else to say?
I'll just say lots of love to our outgoing council. Y'all did amazing.
You're so cute, Eliana. Anna? Or Cass, yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Hi, sorry guys. I've been asked here by Josh. I'm the vice chair of this past elections board. And I've just been asked here to read the results of the election to you. So if you guys are ready to do that, I'm ready to do that too.
Wait, yeah, we're not ready. Cass wants to speak.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, will you guys just like call on me maybe then? Because I just have you guys in AirPods and like
Oh yeah, of
yeah.
course. I'll
Okay,
call.
dope. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Cass?
Okay, I wanted to read a speech that I gave to my IVP office, but I kind of changed it just to like end my term. But I just wanted to say hi, everyone. I first wanted to say thank you to everyone who is here today and for sticking through this school year and this last meeting together, especially ending my term. I hope you all know that I would not have been able to get through this term without FTP, the strongest IVP team ever this school year, and some of like other folks on council. I want to share a little bit about my journey to where I am today and the lessons I've learned, and to pass down those lessons to the incoming council. Coming to UCLA as someone who's Filipina, Nicaraguan, also first gen, and a woman, it was very difficult to feel situated at UCLA. That year, I joined residential life, where I met Arsh, who's also on ASUCLA board. You guys probably seen him on public comment. So he was the IVP internship director last year also, and I expressed my interest in joining student government. And I remember in my life science class with Arsh that I should check out the IVP office and that maybe one day I will be IVP. And so I ended up joining as a staff member, and I stayed to be a IVP under Emily, who was my amazing mentor my second year. And in those 2 years, I learned a lot about USAC and the type of impact it can make on students. As you all may know, I ended up running for IVP in hopes to advocate for marginalized communities and to develop student leaders at UCLA. When I first took up this leadership role in USAC, to be quite frank, I did not know 100% on what I was getting into. On top of that, I honestly probably had the most difficult school year this year, where I lacked motivation and I felt drained being a student leader. I remember there were endless nights where I would stay up overthinking about not doing enough for the community or feeling like I won't fulfill my term. The self-sabotage and all of that lack of motivation and almost everything in my life, and while navigating my mental health and transitioning back to in person, really got to me this school year. However, taking a step back from spaces and making time to reflect made me realize so much. And the first thing is that as student leaders, we should be proud of what we have accomplished, and understanding our vision of putting in our best effort is different for everyone. And so I hope everyone on council right now leaving feels proud, because you guys should be. And finally, having a support system or a team is always so important. And I truly hope that you all know that I couldn't have gotten through this if it wasn't for FTP, fellow council members who stand with values, and individuals from my office. And despite the many setbacks that took place this year and that difficult transition back to campus, I hope that we all was able to grow as individuals, as students, and as leaders while being a part of this team. I know this speech is probably going on so many tangents, but one of the piece of advice I want to pass down to everyone on council right now, and like the incoming council, is to handle everything with grace and to hold on to your values. And I hope these lessons can be passed down onto the next council. And in addition, as someone who was elected and from the mother organizations, please connect with them and to stand with the community. Set aside all your hate, the pettiness, and to come into council with an open mind. Usac can be a space for students to be empowered, and it can be a space to provide students with what they need. And please keep it that way, because this role is truly important and can make a difference in student lives.
Thank you so much, Cass. That was very beautiful. Jane?
Hey guys, I'll keep it short as well. To all of us, like, I just want to say, I think everybody here, it was obviously like a really hard year, and I think that for all of us, I kind of hope that we can all take what we needed to from our terms and like learn and move and grow and be successful whatever the future it is. To like everyone in this council, like the ones I've worked with, the ones I've not, like I hope we all have really successful futures and like are able to really take this experience for everything that it was, because it's probably not an experience we'll be able to have again. I want to just quickly, like for the new council, say that I hope you all have a year where you all really learn, and where you all really, I really encourage y'all to, you know, build those connections amongst each other. And like, this is something that you guys are the only, you know, 15 people on at this school experiencing this. You're the only ones like sitting on this council Zoom, like having to be here every Tuesday, like going through these things. So I really encourage you guys to try and build communities with each other, and also with outside factors at all. And I also like want to encourage you all to remember that like this is a very important job, but this doesn't need to be everything. Like, it's important that you are still like a student, a friend, that you're still able to have fun and take care of yourself and do all those things that like you are. No matter who you are on council, you are still a student, and beyond that, a person. And I really want y'all to, this is a role that can really easily consume you and take up all your time and all your energy. And I want y'all to realize that it doesn't have to, and you don't need to let it consume you. And I would actually encourage you all to not let it consume you. But yeah, it's been lovely, you guys.
Thank you, Jane. Does anyone have anything else to say? Slay, very slay. I agree. Yeah, and with that, I will adjourn this meeting at 8:47 p.m. Oh, wait, no, we have to add the, what is it? Wait, Anna, sorry.
Hi, are we ready now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, amazing. Let me step out here for a second. Okie dokie. So, do you want me to just read like the winners, or like I have like the sheet too that we handed like to Daily Bruin and we put on our website. So like I have the percentages too, or do you just want like office and person?
Anna, we just need office
and the person who won the office. We don't need percentages or anything else.
Okay, perfect. And then do you want me to start from president down, or do you want me to start from IS? Okay, perfect. All right, everybody ready? I'm going to take that as a yes. So for president, we have Carl King Jr. Internal vice president, we have Milan Lee. External vice president, we have Divine Faith Johnson. Gen Rep 1 is Keon Cotentab. Gen Rep 2 is Naomi Hammond. And Gen Rep 3 is Eliana Judith Sisman. And then, okay, Academic Affairs Commissioner is Daniela Cortez. Campus Events Commissioner is Giovanna Bofa. Community Service Commissioner is Juan Flores. Cultural Affairs Commissioner is Elisa Verdugo. Facilities Commissioner is Phoebe Chu. Financial Support Commissioner is Sarah Brooking. Student Wellness Commissioner is Anna Meyer. Transfer Student Representative is Teddy Moreno. International Student Representative is Hansika Nath. And the EARN referenda did not pass.
No, yeah, I know, but it can be more. Okay, awesome, Anna. Thank you so much. So now do we adjourn the meeting, Josh?
So what we would do now is we would actually ask the Chief Justice to raise their hand and all the new council members to raise their hand. We will promote them as council. We'll promote them as panelists. And then the Chief Justice will swear them in, and then we can end the meeting.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
So
Okay.
if all of council could please raise their hand, including the Chief Justice. We're going to promote you right now. It will just take a second as we promote everybody. And then once we have everybody in, we will pass it over to the Chief Justice. Stand by, team.
Renita, once everyone enters, like, feel free to whenever. I think we're still waiting on Phoebe right now.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start my little speech. So hello, everyone. Good evening, officers-elect, USA Council, members of the University Public. I'm Chief Justice Bora of the USA Judicial Board. And I would just like to preface this oath by saying congratulations to all of the officers-elect on winning your respective elections, as well as to all of the candidates for running amazing and innovative campaigns. I know this was a tumultuous election season, but you all made it through wonderfully, and I'm very proud of everyone that is here today, as well as all of your counterparts. Additionally, I'd like to applaud the Elections Board for their outstanding work in managing this entire election. I would also like to thank the outgoing council members for their service and dedication to the USA Council and the UCLA community as a whole. You guys truly set the standard really high, and I appreciate all of your hard work this past year. So officers-elect, you are inheriting the duties and responsibilities of upholding the values of the UCLA Undergraduate Student Association, and I am confident that each of you will rise to the occasion. As the outgoing Chief Justice on the Judicial Board, I'm glad to leave the undergraduate student body in capable hands as you all continue our legacy of service to the association. I am thankful to have worked alongside many great leaders and members of council for the past 3 years, and I cannot wait to see how you all add your own mark to the legacy of the UCLA USA Council. I also want to give a shout out to Orlando Luna and Pam Seisner, my 2 sole advisors, as well as the rest of the Judicial Board. Not sure if they're in attendance, but I really appreciate all of the support over these past 3 years. It's been amazing working with you all. It's been amazing working with you, Breeze. Very grateful for my time at UCLA and for my time working with J-Board. So without further delay, and let me just double check, is everybody here? All the new officers-elect?
Everybody who is currently logged in is currently here. I think we have everybody.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to go ahead then and have you all the new officers-elect, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I.
Yeah, y'all can unmute too. Everyone can unmute so we can all say this together if you want. So I, please state your name.
I,
Giovanna Bofa.
Phoebe Chu.
Do hereby solemnly swear that I will.
Do hereby solemnly swear that I will.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Support the Constitution and the bylaws.
Support the Constitution and the bylaws.
Of the Undergraduate Students Association of UCLA.
Of the Undergraduate Association of UCLA.
And that I will.
That I will.
And I will.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Promote, maintain, and extend.
Promote,
maintain, and extend.
The worth, value, and name.
The worth, value, and name.
Of the University of California.
Of the University of California.
Right, that's it. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, I adjourn the meeting at 55 p.m. Good luck in your travel.
Good luck, y'all.